Hey, Cancer. Mal, Intuitive Coach here. Excited to bring in your July 2025 career and money reading. If you are interested in a personal reading, signing up for the monthly newsletter, or entering into the free reading giveaway, you can find all of that information in the description box below the video. All right, Cancer, what is going on for you here this month? Now, some of you had experienced some unexpected setbacks, but I feel like July is the month of recovery. Now, at first, I thought it was just for Aries because Aries is the first sign that I read for, but it's been showing up for all of the signs so far. And I see it here in your energy as well. So that's a good thing because we all have taken some hits. We have seen changes in the economy. We have seen the highs and the lows take place. And it feels like July is a month of recovery. Some of you are recouping some of what was lost. You may start to see a rebalancing, or you may be saving a little bit more money here. You may have had some unexpected bills or expenses that you've had to pay back. You may have even had to dip into like a savings account or, ask for help in some way. And it just feels like recovery is showing up all across the board, and you have something beautiful that is rising up to greet you this month. So some of your key themes, we have unexpected and we have setbacks. So some of you are dealing with things ahead of time. You're trying to prepare for the unexpected before it happens because it already has in the past. And you want to make sure that you have a nest egg or you have an emergency fund here. Some of you may still be paying off on a vehicle. There may be an appliance or a house expense that was unexpected here. And I also am getting for some of you, you may not have to pay back interest for a year. Let's say you had to replace like a washer or dryer, or some of you may have replaced furniture. It feels like you can, get on maybe a payment plan here without interest for a year. I see that being beneficial, or that helping your pocketbook as well. It says financial crisis may be out of your control, but you can still control the outcome. This also tells me that any distractions or external noise that may have been showing up in your world, you're cutting through that this month. It feels like you're cutting through the mess here of things. And I'm just looking down to see what we have. And there's the King of Swords. So the King of Swords is going to cut through it with his sword. So that makes sense. Mental clarity and awareness here. And you have the setback. So some of you felt like you were taking like a step forward to take 2 steps back, and it feels like it's been a little bit of a dance for you. But I see that something is changing. Something big is changing because there's a new beginning. You are stepping out of that dynamic. You may have been doing the same thing over and over again, getting the same results, right? But the setbacks were there to tell you that there may have been a blockage. And I see that this is a month where you're shaking something loose here. Whatever that blockage was, perhaps it was a limiting belief. Maybe it was something outside of your control. It feels like you're getting a handle on things. So whatever this unexpected setback was, I feel like this is past energy. And literally, as I said, you're getting a hand on things or handle, you have the hand card coming in. You're manifesting money. This could be a month where you're reaching a goal, maybe paying off an item here, or recovery, financial assistance is showing up. And some of you could even be receiving assistance or getting help getting a job. This could be a promotion or a raise. I'm also getting like letter of recommendation or an email of recommendation here. Someone may be speaking on your behalf, Cancer. This could be through a compliment or, again, a letter of recommendation. It could even be through a good, a good review. If you sell products, maybe goods or services, it feels like other people are feeling inspired to go to you based on what other people have said about you. I feel like this is the good type of gossip. It's the good type of word of mouth. So there is something that you stand for and other people are speaking on your behalf here, and it feels good. Now you also have spirituality. Use money magic spells to increase wealth and prosperity. Words are spells. That's why they call it spelling. So use those words to manifest abundance, to keep that positive mindset. Now, this isn't toxic positivity. It's not about brushing some of the underlining blocks, under the rug. It's not about suppressing. It is about you staying positive and looking for the opportunities instead of looking for failure. You may be a spiritual advisor, a healer, a tarot reader, or anything in the occult. Cancer, you are deep. You are mystical. Some of you are taking classes or courses or workshops to help you get in tune with your own intuition. Whether this is something you apply to your professional world directly, it is certainly going to affect your professional world, even if these are classes that you're taking in your own personal time, because what they're doing is helping you get in touch with that higher self, helping you get upstairs, right? This is an opening here. And you may be called to discover some of your own spiritual gifts at this time because, yeah, some of you certainly can monetize here on your readings or on your healings. I'm also getting artwork. You may create art in some way. Maybe it's through candles. Speaking of candle, this is a beautiful citrus mojito carnelian candle. It has a lot of little carnelian crystals in it, and it is 100% soy and vegan, and it's farmed here in the USA. So if you are interested, you can find all the information and discount code in the description box below the video. But you may have goods or services that you are putting out into the world. I'm also getting here, you are taking a spiritual practice, and by bringing that into a routine or a ritual, it's actually going to help you grow your abundance. And also, speaking of crystals, carnelian, some of you are working with citrine, or you are working with the power of crystals to help you grow your abundance. You are being guided to discover your unique path, which may require unlearning what you have learned in the past. Unlearning some of those conditions, right? Unlearning some of those patterns or behaviors that have kept you blocked or stuck, which we'll take a look here in a moment and hone in on that. We're going to zero in on the blockages here, but spirituality is a big key theme for you in the month of July. And with you being a highly spiritual person anyway, I see that you certainly could turn this into a business idea here or use your spiritual energies to manifest abundance. All right, bottom of the deck. You have here the Two of Pentacles. Now, the Two of Pentacles is multitasking. It is balancing out your work life, your play life. Some of you are juggling up more than one income source. You may also have more than one job. Perhaps you're working in the corporate world, but over here, you are selling your products or you're building up your business on the side. It feels like you do have a lot going on, but what's happening is you're tapping into infinite abundance. The Two of Pentacles, the Magician, and the Strength all show the infinity symbol because it's through this juggling act here in some way that you are manifesting your dreams. You're bringing those dreams to reality here, but I feel like it does take participation on your end. And that's what I see you doing here. You're bringing something to life. You're bringing an idea to life. You're bringing a dream to life. And it feels like, yes, you have a lot going on, but I also see for those of you that may be working in the corporate world and maybe you want to advance or you want higher pay or whatever it is that is your goal, you may come up to a crossing point where you have two options ahead. And I feel like some of you are going to make this choice or decision by, I'm getting August. It feels like August is significant. Even though this is a July reading, I am getting August. All right, let's take a look at the current energy. Where are you right now on your professional path? Five of Pentacles in reverse. Recovery, right? You have been humbled because some of you have gone through that setback, perhaps a divorce. You may have had health issues. Some of you are taking care of an aging parent. Maybe some of you were stay-at-home spouses here, or you may have had a large payment that you were trying to pay off, maybe some sort of debt that you are trying to dig your way out of here. But the fact that the Five of Pentacles is showing up in reverse tells me this is recovery, financial recovery, also a recovery of mental and emotional health, because I feel like that was causing a lot of stress. Because you see here on the setback card, she actually has her hand in her face, in her head region there. So some of you may have even felt like you didn't know how you were going to get out of something, out of a jam. Like, how can I move forward here? But I see that you're actually moving forward. It feels like the bow and arrow. You know, the archer pulls the arrow back in order to launch towards, a new, or towards the target, towards the bullseye. And it feels like you were in that launch period, like the pullback period for quite some time, where July is the catalyst month where you let go of that target. Your eye is on the prize here. You're focused. And I see that there's no stopping you, because you're moving into the King of Swords. This is your deeper calling. This is your soul purpose. Now, Catrin Welz-Stein, the creator of the Tarot of the Mystical Moments, has created a feminine version of all of the masculines here, all of the kings, including the Emperor. And you have the feminine energy of the King of Swords. So a lot of you are possibly taking action here. I'm also getting you may work in like a male dominant industry for some of you, or perhaps there's been struggles because of, it could be race, it could be age, it could be sex, it could be education levels. It feels like there has been some form of criticism here, but you're not letting that stop you from climbing to the top. If anything, that energy is going to jack you up all the way to the top, right? It feels like that energy is making you want it even more. So you can rise above the criticism. So you can rise above the judgments here. Now, the King of Swords, he is the king of communication. He's the king of knowledge. This tells me here, Cancer, that you are very, very knowledgeable. And some of you are being asked to share your knowledge, to share what you've learned. But I am getting a massive leveling up here in some way. You are leveling up within your industry. I feel like you've been honing in on your craft. You're really good at what you do. You have skills, you have talent. So anyone that is trying to point a finger at you or project, I feel like it's their own jealousy or their own judgments, because they may want to be where you are at. But I feel like you want everyone to grow. And you may be the teacher, you may be, the healer, the advisor in some way. So don't let the negative Nancys or the naysayers get in your mind, okay? Because some of you may take things personally. And I see here with the King of Swords showing up as your purpose. This is about you rising above all of the, negativity within the mind or within talk, right? Communication here is your jam, and you may be guided to open up that throat chakra, to share your story, to write your story, to unleash your creative abilities, to express yourself in ways that you never thought possible. I'm also getting here, some of you could actually go online and create a podcast, or even use your voice to soothe others in some way. Maybe it's like hypnotherapy or meditation or even yoga. It feels like you have a very unique and soft voice. For those of you out there who resonate with this, and for others of you, I feel like that self-expression wants to come out, wants to be born. So allow yourself to tap into that energy here. Now, what are your strengths? What are your gifts? You have the Ace of Pentacles here. Beautiful. This is the start of a new life. It's a new life in the material world. And after that Five of Pentacles, you feel like you did have to start again. You feel like you had to start fresh, but you actually see that through the crack, there is something that has not only been growing, but it's taken root. And you have two opportunities. This could be that Two of Pentacles showing up I mentioned earlier. You have sprouted, those seeds started to sprout here, and I feel like they're ripe for the picking. So your strengths and your gifts that you are leaning into is, branching off in something that you've already learned. You already have a skill set. I see that with this King of Swords. Take that strength of yours and lean into it and grow something from it. This is also a positive reward for your hard work. It could even be another income that you are creating. It could be another offer. More than one offer is on the table. I am getting here an offer from a new place of employment here, but you may be counter offered. That could also be in real estate as well. It feels like there's an offer on the table, and you may go back to your current employment and you may say, hey, I want to let you know that, I've been headhunted, or, I have been approached, or I've been gifted this opportunity. And, this is what I want to do because I need to grow. I need to raise, my vibrational frequency here. I need to financially get to a better space. They may counter offer. They may say, all right, this is what we're willing to match, or this is what we're willing to do. So you may have more than one choice to make here coming up by August. All right, let's look at the challenges or the blocks. The King of Cups. Is your heart and soul involved? Sometimes it can be involved so much that we start to lose sight of, strategy. We start to lose sight of that brilliant mind. Now, the opposite of that end can be, do we have enough heart in it? And I feel like there may be an untrustworthy energy. I feel like this King of Cups is someone around you. I actually feel like your heart is in the right spot here. You want to create. You want to tap into the spiritual wisdom. You want to make a difference. You want to live a life of purpose. But the King of Cups is showing up as a block. Now, for some of you, this is going to be an archetype of your own self that you're tapping into, where it feels like there's not a lot of that passion or that drive or that, intuitive spiritual connection with what it is that you do. And for others of you, this is going to be someone cold, someone untrustworthy, someone who is not in it for the right reasons. And I see here that maybe someone has stunted your growth because of their own selfish tendencies, their own agenda. It feels like you are dealing with a King of Cups, and this may even be someone, personal or close to you that was holding you back in some way. So you may know already if this is someone around you, female or male. It's actually, again, the feminine version of this King of Cups. So it could be someone around you, or if it's yourself, you know that your heart's not in it. And that's why you're going towards a new beginning, because that is your strength here. You have the ability to manifest here new growth. You have the ability to branch off, take your skill set and run with it. Take it elsewhere where it is appreciated here, Cancer. Let's look at the opportunities on the horizon. You do have the Temperance here. The Temperance energy is around, or is about, balance. It is patience, moderation. It's the energy of self-control and allowing yourself that tender loving care. Now you see that she has this umbrella above her. She is divinely protected, and she's also being divinely redirected here. So the opportunity on the horizon is one that feels very balanced, one that feels like it is supporting you on maybe even a higher spiritual level, because oftentimes the temperance is associated with Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, the angelic realm. And I see that you've been praying. You've been asking for spiritual assistance here. So there is an opportunity, I would say a miracle, because miracles are our birthright. We feel like they are reserved for emergency situations, but the textbook A Course in Miracles defines a miracle as a shift in perspective from fear to love. And that's what's happening here. I feel like you are shifting into that energy here of love instead of panic, or instead of setback, instead of loss. You're recovering, and you are saying, all right, yes, I'm dusting myself off. I'm getting up again. I am coming back to a space of balance within my mind, within my body, within my spirit. And you're getting back into some of those rituals that help you manifest and co-create abundance. So there is an offer on the table, one that does feel like this is heavenly. It feels like this is magical here, and it's going to bring in more peace. Yeah, there's an opportunity that feels more peaceful. So if you do feel like you are wavering back and forth between two choices, lean into the one that brings you peace. Even if it means that maybe finances are maybe lower, okay, or maybe the same. I mean, of course, you choose. Trust yourself first, but it feels like something is not going to be worth the dollar sign. Like no amount of money here. I mean, some of you may be saying, well, I don't know about that, Mel, and that's okay. But it feels like no amount of money is going to keep you staying in a situation that's draining your soul. I'm just going to leave it at that here. Now, you have something beautifully and spiritually lining up for you. I would say yes to this opportunity here. Let's look at the action steps. What are the action steps to take? You have the Emperor here. The Emperor can be very controlling. It's in reverse. Let go of control. Let go of how something should play out. Some of you, this has to do with a boss. Okay. Action to take. This is you, I feel, getting organized. This is you, taking back the reins of your own life. This is you taking control. And that is what is required of you this month, because you're bossing up, you're leveling up. Some of you are moving into a leadership role or a position. For others of you, you are business owners, entrepreneurs, and you may be asked to let go of the reins in a way so you can allow that new growth to take shape. And there may even be help here for you, divine help. Lean into it. There may be physical resources that are wanting to come through, but it feels like sometimes we squash it, because sometimes that Emperor can be greed. It can be control, and we need to balance out the spiritual realm with the material realm. We need to find that, inner and outer balance, so we're able to become more aligned with what it is that we truly want. So get organized, get back in the driver's seat here, Cancer, of your life. And I feel like that is going to move you forward. So what's the long-term potential? Where is this leading you? If you stay true to this call, if you stay aligned on your spiritual path, you have the King of Pentacles. Look at all this king energy showing up in the divine feminine. This is powerful. King of Pentacles is big boss energy. Right? This is big boss energy. This is going to the top here. He has worked his way to the top. He is very disciplined. He is very respected. He is someone who thrives on working smarter, not harder, because he's already worked hard. And now he has come to a point. Remember, this is your future self. Now you've come to a point here down the road where you're able to Work smarter because you've put in a lot of time and energy towards building your empire. And that's why you're showing up here as the emperor, as that action step for you. So whatever empire you are building at this time, make sure that you are basing it on integrity, values, and beliefs that are aligned with you, not based on what someone thinks is best for you, not based on what society says you should do to make money, right? This has to do with your dreams, your vision. And I just see you are going to the top. This is material wealth, but it feels like there's a balance between that spiritual self and the material world. And that's where you've been wanting to go, right? You want to make money doing what you love. I mean, who doesn't, right? And it feels like if you stay true to this path, you've been patient. Your patience will be rewarded here. So don't let these setbacks create a setback for years and years. Okay, don't allow that to get stuck in the mind space. Don't let that be the story of your life. As I always say, the comeback is stronger than the setback. And if you continue on this path forward, you have a new beginning bubbling up here with that Ace of Pentacles. You have the wisdom, you have the knowledge, you have the experience, and you're going to have the financial flow and success to go along with it here, Cancer. All right, we have micromanage. That could be that King of Cups energy that comes in, maybe even Emperor in reverse, micromanaging your every move. How frustrating is that? Constantly feeling like someone is breathing down your neck. And a lot of you want to release that. That has caused blockages. That has caused setbacks here. Now, some of you are the micromanager here. Perhaps you have been in a perfectionist mode, needing to perfect everything before it feels like it is where it needs to be, and it's never where it needs to be as long as that perfectionism is attached to it. And you may be letting that go or working through those tendencies or those patterns at this time. Some of you are saving some money, and I think I said this earlier with furniture or even appliances here. You could be shopping around. If you are doing some work on your home, or if you are looking to purchase new items, shop around because there could be a really great deal or discount here. And I actually feel like you may not have to pay interest. You could have a payment plan, which is going to put more money in your pocket. You may also have an event coming up and you may need to purchase new clothes. Some of you are updating your wardrobe here. Maybe you're getting your hair done or you're getting your nails done. It feels like there may even be a little bit of pampering coming up here for you in the month of July. Unexpected income. Who doesn't like to see that here, Cancer? So this is part of that recovery. You are recouping from lost assets here. Perhaps there's a settlement. There could be back pay. There may be money that comes to you that was owed to you. Maybe someone did not give you the money that, for a product or for a service here that you had provided. Maybe you were working out child support or you went for financial assistance. It just feels like there is going to be money that you have applied for or money that you've been working to receive. Maybe this is VA money or compensation. It is going to show up for you, I feel, in July. Definitely no later than August. And then selling. Some of you are selling goods. I'm getting like tinctures, maybe even tonics of some sort, juicing. Some of you may want to open up maybe even a small kitchen. Okay, maybe you're cooking items or baking items from your own kitchen. You may be looking into logistics here. You may be looking into like state laws, things like that. You may also be selling land or property or even a vehicle. Some of you could be prepping or getting ready for a garage sale. So I feel like selling is in your best interest here in the month of July. All right. Cancer, let's get a message from the wisdom of the Oracle. I hope I haven't called any of you Geminis out there. I hope I haven't called you a Gemini, Cancer. I know this is for a Cancer, but you may be a cusper or on that Gemini ledge. We have Unfinished Symphony here. This is about, tying up loose ends so you can fully say yes and commit to this new beginning. But remember what I said about like negotiations? You may feel a little bit of tug of war here with this Unfinished Symphony. This is about the need to make amends. It's recovery, right? It can be lessons that are incomplete, but it can also be about business that feels a bit unfinished. You still have some things to tie up. And it says it's time to tie up loose ends as you near the completion of a cycle or even a project and mastery of a lesson or skill. Before you can move forward, it's important that you come to terms with where you are now. Practice radical acceptance. Take inventory so that emotional and psychological closure can occur, and the answers you seek will be found. You can't move forward if you are leaving things unfinished. Reflect on what has passed so that the symphony can finally end on a high note. Make sure that you complete projects now before starting new ones. Perhaps you've created something special that will increase your sense of abundance and bring you the opportunities for wealth. However, if you don't see it through, it won't add up to anything but more clutter. Now is the time to put your nose to the grindstone and complete the tasks that have accumulated. Pay your bills, sign the documents, do your filing, hand in that assignment, complete a work of art. Tie up loose ends so you can move forward with surety, knowing that you are on the prosperous path and feeling refreshed and excited about the future. That is actually a reminder of the Emperor in reverse as your action step. So tie up loose ends so you can fully step into your power, so you can feel refreshed, so you can get back to being in the driver's seat of your life. All right, let's get a few messages here, Cancer, from your spirit animals. And at this time, if you can safely do so, please close your eyes. Take a nice deep breath in from your solar plexus chakra, your belly area. Nice big inhale through the nose. Hold it for the count of 3, 2, 1. And release through the mouth with a nice deep sigh. And with your eyes still closed, tune into your third eye chakra, the area between your eyebrows and your forehead region. Goodness. And I ask that you open up that third eye chakra, the area between your eyebrows. And I want you to imagine, Cancer, the first animal that shows up in your mind's eye. Now this could be an animal that flies high in the sky or swims deep in the sea. Your animal could be wild or domesticated, mystical or magical. This could be your pet, maybe one that you have at your home or one that has crossed over the Rainbow Bridge. It could even be an animal that's recently crossed your path in the great outdoors. And if you need a moment, just pause the video and come back when you are ready. And for those of you that would like to be entered into the free monthly reading giveaway, all you need to do is drop your animals in the comment section below the video. All right, and that will enter you into that free reading giveaway. So please make sure you've hit that subscribe and bell button so you don't miss that notification. And I do apologize if that interruption kind of pulled you out of that meditation there. That was very loud. Some of you may have like an incoming burst of inspiration, or you may find that your third eye is opening up at random times. Maybe random times, unexpectedly. Really pay attention to some of those visions that take shape for you. And try not to let distractions, there's another reminder, try not to let distractions throw you too far off track. All right, we have dog spirit. Some of you are seeing your dog, maybe a dog that has crossed over here. It says, be loyal to what you love. Be loyal to your path here, Cancer. And that's why you have that King of Cups and the King of Pentacles and the King of Swords. I mean, you have all of the kings out here basically, except that King of Wands. And the King of Wands is the energy that's hovering over, because remember, the Emperor is all four kings wrapped up in one. And the King of Wands is the inspiration. You know, he is the one that marches to the beat of his own drum. He is the influencer here. So there's something that is influencing your energy here in the month of July that is going to propel you forward. Be loyal to what you love. Next, you have Turkey spirit. Give with gratitude and grace. Turkey spirit. Now, some of you may be 61 years old, 41 years old, born on the 19th or the 21st. Next, you have Dove. This is about peace. And I think I mentioned this earlier. Some of you are attracting or bringing more peace into your world, into your body, into your mind, into your spirit. And it may require you to disconnect, or perhaps ground your energy, get out in nature, go for a Sunday cruise. You may feel inspired here to level up in some way, to see things from a perspective that you weren't able to see prior. That's why the beautiful doves have wings there. And lastly, you have Nightingale. Love is all around. Love is all around. You see here that the Nightingale is sitting above this instrument that is blowing out musical notes. This is frequencies here. I feel like you are aligning with your divine path. But first, you may have had to come up against some blockages, because it's like the sand or the dirt that pushes against the seed in order to help it grow. And I feel like there may have been energies that were pushing up against you, but that has helped you grow. And now it feels like you are fine-tuning. You're fine-tuning that beautiful energy of yours. And it feels like your chakras are in balance. It feels like you are stepping into that King of Wands, marching to the beat of your own drum here and creating magic, because you're harmonizing. You are in this frequency here of love, right? Perspective shift from fear to love. And lastly here, Cancer, let's get a message from your soul's truth. What does your soul's truth want you to know at this time? You have, am I on the right path? Sometimes we second guess what we're doing. We lose trust in the process and question if we are even on the right path at all. Know this, Cancer, you are on the right path. Keep going. Keep believing. Keep remembering that you made a soul contract that you are currently fulfilling in every area of your life. Even if you can't see it, that doesn't mean that it's not real. Today's soul action, today's search for all of the ways that you are aligned with your soul's purpose. The signs will appear. Let this newfound trust fuel your next steps. Lean into trust. Sometimes with that Emperor in reverse, there is a lack of trust. That King of Cups in reverse, lack of trust. That may be a key component that is also blocking. And I see that you are releasing, you are fully embodying your spiritual wisdom here. That's why spirituality is one of your key themes, Cancer, when it comes to co-creating abundance financially. Maybe some of you, abundance is financial. For others of you, it is spending time with your family. having more of that free time. For some of you, it could be being able to travel, flexibility, working from home. Maybe it's having money in an account, being able to retire, whatever a rich and rewarding life looks like for you. It's not out of reach. That's what Spirit wants you to know. This is not out of reach. Don't let the struggle, don't let the setback become your story. Again, the comeback is stronger than the setback. And you have some really beautiful energies that are coming up from those cracks, right? You have some new opportunities. You have laid the seeds down, and you're going to see it grow from the Ace of Pentacles to the King of Pentacles. That is your outcome energy. So you're going to the top, straight to the top, even if it feels like it's taken a little bit of time to get there. You are well on your way, Cancer. Thank you so much for tuning in. And for those of you that are interested in the candles here, this is a citrus mojito carnelian candle. If I didn't mention that already, 100% soy, made in the USA, and it has beautiful crystals inside of it. Check it out in the description box below. There's also a discount code, and you can pair it up with the free shipping. Makes it very affordable. Thank you so much for tuning in, Cancer. I am sending you all the love in the world.